The Dallas Cowboys travel across the country this week for a road game against the Seattle Seahawks. Cowboys got off to a great start to the season with their upset victory over the defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants last week. That game was on Wednesday night, the kickoff to the NFL season in New York. The whole world was watching. Dallas put together a very impressive performance, especially on offense. After a little bit of a sluggish start, Tony Romo really got it going. That Dallas offense looked like a well-oiled machine in the second half. 143 yards rushing in addition to the passing. Dallas has really become a pass-first team now, but don't underestimate that rushing attack with DeMarco Murray. Really gives this team some nice balance on offense. Seattle Seahawks, on the other hand, had a disappointing Week 1 result, losing to the Arizona Cardinals. I know Seahawks fans were hoping that maybe they would challenge the 49ers for division supremacy this year. Based on the Week 1 results, it looks more like they'll be a middling team again, battling it out there with Arizona and maybe the St. Louis Rams, who looked a lot better in Week 1 than they did last year. Listen, Seattle, are they starting the right guy at quarterback? I know Seattle fans are going to get irritated at me for saying that. It seems like there's been a big national love affair with Russell Wilson for the last month. I know he looked good in the preseason. I know Pete Carroll preaches competition, and apparently Russell Wilson won this job fair and square. But this guy is a rookie, a green rookie, and he looked like it in Week 1 against Arizona. I watched a lot of that game, and I do think with good quarterback play, Seattle would have won that game. Would Matt Flynn give you good quarterback play? I'm not sure, but he's a veteran with more experience. I know his experience has been limited. Most of his experience has consisted of bench warming, but he does have some NFL experience. Played really well last year, obviously, in a game, which is what scored him this big free agent deal. I just think that right now he might be the better option. I mean, I'm not a coach. Pete Carroll, those offensive coaches, they know more about football, obviously, than me, probably forgotten more about football than I know. I haven't been in practice every day, but I do know that Russell Wilson looked like a rookie in a close, bad loss. That's a bad loss if you're a team looking to make a push for the playoffs this year. A loss to the Arizona Cardinals team, who was sort of a mess heading into that game. Not a lot of people expecting big things out of the Cardinals. Controversy at the quarterback position. Arizona did pull out that win. I know a disappointment to Seattle fans. One thing I will say about this Seahawks team, though, under Pete Carroll, they have shown toughness and resilience. This Seahawks team has been better than I've thought over the last couple of years. Just when you think they're down, they sort of come back and play well. 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 home games. 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games following a loss. This team does rebound well from losses, so we'll see if they can do that this week. Again, a 3-point home dog against Dallas. BETDAQ has installed the Cowboys a 3-point favorite in this game. Total hasn't come out yet on BETDAQ. 42 the total in Vegas. I look for it to be somewhere in that vicinity on BETDAQ. And Seattle, for a team who struggles on offense, you think of Seattle as being a bad offensive team over these last couple of years, they play a lot of over football. The over is 6-1 in Seattle's last 7 home games. The over is 20-8 in Seattle's last 28 games overall. 20-8 in Seattle's last 28 games overall. So even though the Seahawks aren't particularly good on offense, at least that's their reputation, and they haven't been very good on offense these last couple of years. The odds makers know that. They set their totals accordingly, and this team ends up being involved in a lot of over games. Again, in Vegas right now, that total is 42. Should be coming out on BETDAQ within a matter of hours. We'll see what it is on BETDAQ. I do lean towards the over in that game, just based on the trends and the fact that Dallas offense I was really impressed with last week. I still have questions about the Dallas defense. A lot of people are heaping praise upon that new-look secondary. They have Brandon Carr now, the free agent cornerback they picked up from Kansas City. Also, rookie Morris Claiborne on the other side. I need to see a little more. They played better, I guess, last week. The secondary was Dallas's Achilles heel last year, but I'm not fully sold on that Dallas secondary quite yet. And I do think Seattle, even though, like I said, I think they might be starting the wrong person at quarterback, I do expect the Seahawks to have some success on offense in this game. And as far as this game goes, my head tells me Dallas should be the play in this game. They looked more than 3 points better than Seattle last week. I got a funny feeling, though. This game does not feel right. Like I said, Pete Carroll's Seattle team over these last couple of years, they'll surprise you. They'll get up and bite you. Just when you overlook this team is when they bounce back. A tough, resilient team. Wouldn't be surprised if Seattle pulled up the upset here. Again, they are a slight home dog, 3-point underdogs on BETDAQ. Wouldn't be betting against Seattle this week. They are a good home team. Once again, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 home games. A tough team, a resilient team. Not sure I'm going to be betting on Seattle. That was a bad loss against Arizona. I need to see more. I'm not happy with that quarterback situation, or I wouldn't be if I were a Seattle fan or a Seattle bettor. But I wouldn't be betting against Seattle this week either. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this game.